Hi, everybody. Erin Koss here, CEO at Site Consulting Group. Boy, it's going to be raw and real today as I'm sitting here in the Austin airport at the end of a 2 week stay with one of our just most beloved clients after a Epicor cutover and go live that was the culmination of 2 years of work and effort. But I'm sitting here waiting for a plane in the middle of an ice storm. So it's been raw and real the last couple of days. And before things got too far into February, I just wanted to share some things that came up for me in the month that is focused on Valentine's Day and love. And so, as I look at that and I look at where I've been the last 2 weeks in all the best ways, and now sitting here, I was thinking about the Great Resignation and this thing that keeps coming up over and over. People keep bringing it up. And I thought, is it really the Great Resignation? Is it, what does that mean? Well, yeah, people are making some big changes, and COVID brought about a lot of things that made just made us look at things differently. But what I think about is whether it's big changes and big moves, or just the day-to-day changes that happen, just the natural course of doing business for our manufacturing clients, for us, and for you. You know, how do we, we're not going to fight. You don't want to fight the fact that some people just need to go and move on and do their thing and do something different. And how do we support them in doing that, right? But in these places where you really feel like it's a good fit and retention is something that really matters to you and matters to them, the question becomes, how can we find ways to love on people that are meaningful to them? And one of the things that showed up for me is we were just grinding it out, doing this cutover and implementation the last 10 days. If you've ever had that experience or a big project, right, that comes to a climax, you're all in it, you're all together. And in this case, a lot of us were on site, and a lot of us were remote, and they wanted to be on site and couldn't be. And that was just such a hard thing for so many folks who wanted to feel connected and engaged. And it just reminded me that that's one of the challenges, or one of the things that's causing some of the resignation, so to speak, is people aren't feeling as connected as they used to feel. And I just think about how do we help them feel connected when we want them to be and they want to be. So I think of a couple things that came up for me. One is how do you show them that you care about them? And I think it's something that we can get really focused on at a leadership level. That is this sort of rote task that we've got to make sure we check the box on. And what I realized and was thinking about this last couple of weeks when we were grinding it out is it's so much about just paying attention. It's really looking at the people that are standing next to you, really thinking about what it is they're doing day to day right now, and maybe big picture as well. And how can you serve them in ways that are meaningful to them right now, and that would resonate for them. So as an example, we had one of our staff people was remote, and he was massively critical to the project. And he wanted to be on site so badly and just couldn't be for COVID reasons. And we, drop shipped him lunch every day, just like we had it delivered no matter where he was or where we were, we had it delivered. And he was grinding it out and working 16-hour days. And I feel like that was something that was really meaningful to him. It wasn't a big thing, but it was meaningful and it was helpful. And so I think the other thing I saw was with this combination of remote and on-site experience that we had, where we've been mostly 100% remote, is how meaningful and how important it is to get together in person as much as we can. And I know COVID is still limiting that, and I just want to just raise the red flag about that. Like when we all got us all together for this project, because we had to be on site and we had to manage it accordingly, obviously, but the level of energy and positivity and all of the things. It just was such a great reminder at how important it is to be together and stay connected. And so I know that COVID still limits some of that, and I think it's something where as things ease up, we want to be careful not to say, oh, we've done this remote thing for 2 years, and so hey, we can just keep doing that. I think it's yes and a recognition of both matter. And so at the end of the day, I think for employees that want to be with us and that we want to be with us or stay with our firms and our companies, it's how do we connect with them on a regular basis, and how do we just pay attention to what would be most meaningful and helpful to them in that moment sometimes. Certainly in the big scheme of things, paying attention to the big picture and where it is they're trying to go in their career, and those things, those matter too. But sometimes I think we forget to just look at what are the small things that we can do that would be meaningful and build connection, which honestly is the biggest thing to, keeping the people that are really meant to be where you're at. And so I just would leave you with that thought and say, hey, February is the month of love. How can you love on the people around you, particularly your employees that are just the lifeblood of your company, just like they are at mine? And how do you love on them day to day? You got to pay attention. You got to look at them. You got to connect with them. Um, and that'll tell you all you need to know, right? It's the way to stay connected, right? Just pay attention. So I'll leave you with that. And I appreciate you, and I thank you for dialing in, letting me be a little real and raw today, as it's been a crazy 24 hours in an airport. So thank you. Appreciate you so much. Have a great day.